Hi, I'm Bambi. I'm a D2 player and streamer on Twitch at Twitch TV, Kiss Kiss, BC Bambi Kiss Kiss. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Instead of teaching you something, I'm going to just show you a playthrough of the Destiny 1 Vault of Glass. This is meant more for people who never played Destiny 1 and really wanted to check it out before this raid comes out in Destiny 2. If you like this video and it's helped you, show it to your fire team to help yourself twice, and please like and subscribe. So Destiny 1 was a little bit different to Destiny 2, as in you could kind of use any guns you really wanted for most of the raids. So you won't really see me changing guns much in this one, but you will see me having a lot of fun with my fire team, which is really good. When you first fly into the raid, you actually land in the Venus area. So this is a regular patrol area, but the start of the raid actually occurs in here. I know that in Destiny 2 this is going to vary, so we'll see what it looks like. In this area we have 3 plates that we have to protect and stop the Minotaurs from standing on it. There is rumors that these won't be Minotaurs in the D2 version, but you know, that's speculation. It's not out yet, so I can't really give you advice on what it's gonna look like. With this one, you used to put 3 teams of 2, so you would have your lower left team. This middle plate was covered by a 2, and then over on the right was probably the more complex plate, but none of them were that hard. The easiest was the left one, so you kind of always put your, less confident players there. We did take somebody into the raid who'd never done it before. You can also see that I am using the Vex Mythoclast in this one, and I was just looking at the spire that we're building. It starts out as just this wireframe, and then as you keep things off the plate for a while, it turns into a fully fledged spire, which opens the door to the vault. Rounds and rounds of ads spawn as you do this. It just keeps going. It's a pretty quick little encounter. This is just on the normal version though, so keep that in mind. Things will probably change in the Destiny 2 Vault of Glass when they release it. It probably also will be a lot more difficult because we have a lot of different guns and supers in Destiny 2 now. The other part you'll notice throughout the raid is there is less ammo drops. There is also no flags because this is D1, and we don't get you can't really put things on your armor that give you more ammo. There is armor pieces that do have that, but we didn't bother coordinating any of that. So as you can see, we've built the spire now so the door will open. Those noises that you're hearing is actually us playing with our horns on our sparrows, because in D1 you did have horns on the sparrows that you could customize. So I use mine quite a bit in here, I'm sorry. As you come down, there is 2 paths. Now we only took the secret chest path. We didn't take the main right path that goes down into the next encounter. Keep in mind too that we haven't played this for about 6 months to a few years depending on the person, so a lot of this was trial and error, which means I did cut some things out of the video. And no mantling really made this hard because we're so used to mantling onto different surfaces. But this direction, we take this way. It's a bit of a secret way when you were new, to get the secret chest that Basically, you're just jumping along these little platforms to get down to where the chest spawns. I actually then followed one of the other players who didn't know where they were going, and we got stuck. So you'll see that coming up. The other thing you might notice in this raid, because it's on easy mode, we actually have unlimited revives. That's something that changed in Destiny 2. So if you see us reviving somebody multiple times, it's because you didn't need revive tokens in Destiny 1. This is where the secret chest was located in the original Vault of Glass. I don't know that they'll have the same chest locations when it comes to Destiny 2's vault, but now you're on equal footing with people who already knew the vault. This is where we got a little lost. I fell off here because of the mantle and bump, but most of the fire team you see went up high there. When I respawned, I actually followed one of our fire team members here, Makos, who jumped down into a ledge which we couldn't get back up from. The problem with that then is you'll see coming up, we respawned in the next area. So with that next area, as soon as you jumped down, you started the encounter. There wasn't any other mechanism. It was just when somebody jumped down, the encounter started. So because we revived in that area after being stuck here, it means the encounter just started immediately. So I don't have the ability to show you kind of, jumping down to that area. But when you land in that area, this is what it looks like. This has, all in the one area, there's kind of 3 phases that you'll see us rock in here. They're all really simple in comparison to new Destiny raids. You don't have a whole lot of mechanics in this one. It's quite a simple encounter. So it starts out that you'll just spread your fire team out around the space, and basically you're just killing ads that come out, and it kind of goes through these different phases where he sends more ads out into the area. After a little while, you will get some confluxes to defend, and they get more and more complex as the encounter goes on. I'm just using a regular rocket and a shotgun and the Vex Mythoclast in this. You'll see I run out of ammo very, very often, so I'm just kind of running around like a headless chicken for some of it, but that happens. You have these fanatics that spawn, and when they die, they drop this green pool that if you run through that green pool, you get a debuff that's going to kill you. And that's what, there's that white pool in the bottom of the stairs here. That's how you cleanse yourself. In this raid in Destiny 1, if you did accidentally run through that green pool, you would then ask by the rest of your fire team to kind of run through all the green pools to take as many out as possible on your way to cleanse, so that it kind of cleared the area a little bit so that everyone could get ammo and things like that. I don't know that it will be the same in D2, but we'll see. I stick mainly to this left side for most of these encounters. You'll see later I do a little bit of a walk around, so you'll at least get to see a bit more of this area. Here's the confluxes, they've just shown up. Basically the whole objective with these confluxes is to just stop Vex from getting onto them. You did get a few mistakes, so I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 for the whole encounter could sacrifice themselves and you'd still be okay, but basically you just wanted to try to stop any Vex from getting to those confluxes. Currently there's a right and a left, so there's 3 of us kind of defending this left one, and then there's 3 on the right. You can't really see it from down here because the right one is up a little higher. See, that Vex has just tried to sacrifice, but quickly stopping it means that we're still good to go. Generally, all the adds in this area are relatively easy to kill. And again, this is on easy mode, so it does get harder. But we are kind of seasoned Destiny 1 players, which makes this quite easy for us. There's another of those fanatics, so you can see it drop that green pool. And that means they do fade away after some time, those green pools, but they kind of hang around for quite a while. And this kind of happens in waves. So you saw we had the regular ads, then we had the confluxes, now we have a wave of regular-ish ads and fanatics. Soon again we'll have more confluxes show up. Alright, now there's the 3 confluxes, so we have one at the back in the middle, one on the left, where I'm here with Ali, and then one on the right. So this is where you would kind of split your team up into 3, however, the back one was reasonably easy to defend alone. So you could always have 3 people on the right, 2 people on the left and 1 at the back, because the right one did tend to be the more difficult of the 3 to defend, but I'm sure you would figure that out for your fire team. I was only using a rocket for this section because I'd literally run out of all ammo and I didn't want to get that close with the shotgun to end up in the green pools. On easy mode like this, your supers didn't matter, your guns didn't really matter, so it means that we kind of could run whatever we want. I don't think I even looked at what I was wearing. I just made sure I put my wolf hood on because it looked pretty, and that's it. I'm sure D2 raid will be very different. I feel like they're probably going to put a fair few champions into it, because that seems to be what they always add to raids now. So we'll probably have very specific loadouts depending on the season. This is the Oracle, so we've just beat the last little encounter. But those Oracles right now, they're just showing us each of the 7 locations. So they're arrayed around this area, and you can easily break them with a shotgun or a sword. You kind of want to have at least between 1 and 3 in your sight at all times per player, and that way all 7 are covered. So there's one that shows up at the back where I'm standing here, one on this right side, and then one on those back right stairs. And those are the 3 that I am covering. Along with Ali, she's also covering the same 3. And then somebody is running across the back. So they're looking at 3 that kind of go from the right to the middle to the left. And then there's 2 people kind of on the left side looking at those as well. Now, the one kind of curveball in this, which will probably be back in D2, is there's snipers arrayed around the outside of the arena. So they're all standing up on these platforms up high, and they do hurt a lot. So you used to have a really long range weapon on to take them out at the same time. I didn't put one on in this. We kind of covered it. You could hide behind a lot of stuff, but they did throw a bit of a curveball. There is also some ads that spawn in this section, so whilst you're running around waiting for those oracles to spawn, you do have the ads as well. And if you didn't kill the oracles immediately, they would wipe you. I believe if you did it too slow as well, it reset it 1 back, so you'd have to do a whole nother round each time. So you were better off to just make sure that you could see all of the oracles. That's right, if you didn't kill an oracle, you had to go and get cleansed in the middle pool. So it was, and that would set you back that full round of oracles. So you're better off to just make sure everyone could see one and everyone had something that would kill those oracles really quickly. I had been told that the Vex Mythoclast did extra damage against the oracles, but it just takes too long to kill them. So yeah, shotguns and swords for this were always just easy, fast kills. And every time somebody kills an oracle, it pops up with their name right next to them. So you can tell that that oracle has died. Each of them has a sound to it. They're different tones, like pitches. And that was, if you were really awesome at this game, you probably knew which oracle was going by the tone that it made. But I'm not that good, so I just had to watch. I believe it's 5 rounds of oracles, but I wasn't keeping track here. I hope you are. We also didn't have any of our special abilities in Destiny 1, so you might see me teabagging a lot here. It's because I'm trying to dodge to reload, trying to dodge to get my health back, trying to dodge to go invisible. Most of the warlocks were kind of panicking because they couldn't put down their little baby wells. You know, we all got used to it, but it's a very weird experience going back where you no longer have the ability to mantle and you no longer have your special ability. You can see Allie just chopped that with her sword. It's so fast with the sword. Destiny 1 also had a lot more of that Halo feel to it, so you can kind of just look at it and see it's a lot more like Halo if you ever played the Halo series. I believe this is going to be our last round. You might be able to tell by now I'm doing the voiceover with the video, so I didn't pay much attention or take notes, but I believe this is the last round. You could kind of tell because there was always a lot of oracles on that last round, and if you messed one up, redoing this one over and over was a huge pain. There we go. So that's just popped as the final part of that. These are like mini encounters rather than a full encounter. The next one you can see down the bottom of the stairs here, there's the relic. This is the first introduction to the relic in this raid. So the relic basically has kind of a twofold objective. It cleanses, so the oracles will actually start to damage us now, just like I said they would if we missed shooting them. The same deal happens now, so they start to damage us, we get that debuff, our screen turns black, and then after that we would die unless we get cleansed by the relic. I was just having a quick look around the arena here to kind of show you what it looks like. We're now on the right side that I wasn't playing on before, and we're trying to get our supers back. So because you don't have a flag, you don't get your super immediately. You can use ammo finders in this one, but it's not quite the same. So the other part of the relic is it has a super, and the super actually shoots out a projectile. In this case, this is the Templar. To break the Templar's shield, you actually had to use the relic and its super to break that shield, and then everyone could shoot together. Now, you can see we all have rockets out, but we're all dying. That's because we all forgot that when you first pop the Templar, he actually puts these bubble shields around you that you have to break before you can shoot with a rocket, because otherwise you'll kill yourself. Now, we were all standing in that area to try to prevent the Templar from teleporting to it, because it just means you can keep damaging the Templar constantly. It's not such a big deal in easy mode to not do that, but in the harder modes it was really important to stop the Templar from teleporting and keep doing damage to try to one-phase the Templar. In this case, you can hear those oracles going off too. So every time an oracle goes off, if you kill it, you don't have to cleanse. But if you don't kill it, it will force you to cleanse with the relic. So that's why everyone's trying to kill it, because we completely forgot that you could just cleanse with the relic. Okay, so we're about to shoot down the shield of the Templar again. I believe in this one I actually kill myself with the rocket, because again, we hadn't quite figured out that those bubble shields come up. I apologize, it had been 6 months or so, but it's kind of nice for you to see all the things that do mess up. So Apex has just popped the shield. You can see I golden gun somebody else's shield by accident, and then I rocket the edge of something, and that's what kills me. It was really important for everyone to spread out in this encounter, and we forgot all of those things. So you can see they all just got marked by the oracle because we didn't shoot it, and then it was quickly cleansed. Now everyone's doing the damage to it. And you can see that teleport circle down the bottom. That's where the Templar is going to teleport to. So that's where you used to stand to try and stop the Templar from teleporting to do extra damage to it. I think we'd finally figured out the pattern by now, that you didn't have to kill the oracles and you didn't have to worry about ads too much, and we didn't care that much about him teleporting, so this is where it kind of comes together a bit more. So you can see I waited for that shield to pop up. I shot the shield and then I shot the Templar with the rockets. So this time I didn't kill myself. And the Templar teleported one more time with very little health. Didn't matter to us too much, but sometimes that's when you would want to stop the teleport happening. I don't think we cared about the oracle on this one, so you might see us getting cleansed again. And you can see that kind of tether that we have to each other. That was a perk that you could use in Destiny 1 that meant if somebody was supered, then they could give other people extra super energy. Okay, so we've just beaten it. The big thing with this encounter was you wanted to race down to a secret chest that despawned quite quickly. We forgot about that. The chest that I just ran past is one that you didn't want to open because it despawned another chest down there. So there was actually 2 secret chests down there, but we waited here because somebody went the other way, not this back way. There was like a main entrance down to the next encounter, which is the Gorgon maze. But we waited here a little too long. Not only that, myself and Mako, who is following me into this area, both had very high HDR settings on. So we actually are seeing nothing here. So forgive me, I pull out my ghost a lot because we actually can't see where we're going. That's why Mako is shooting and throwing grenades. We do figure it out, and we did know the way, but we just couldn't see anything. After a while, some of the other players that had the Crota set were waiting for us so that we could follow their glowing forms through the dark. This one was not so much a jumping puzzle, but it required you to slow yourself down the whole way. And when you were rushing for that secret chest, it did make for a lot of hilarious deaths. And I kept looking because I couldn't remember which one of these little areas the secret chest was in. So that's why I keep stopping, pulling out my ghost, trying to look for it. Because I could remember there was a chest, I just didn't remember that it was based on a time and that you had to get there quickly. It was quite a pretty drop down here with the crystals on the walls and all of the rock creations. This was really pretty compared to some of Destiny 1. I know the graphics probably look very flat for Destiny 2 players, but this was a gorgeous place. Okay, I think I've finally found where this... No, it's one level down. All of this was relatively straightforward on which way to go. It wasn't really a maze to get there. The reason we're stopping so much is literally for this secret chest. So there you go. You see I found the little cave here. Once I figure out that I actually can't get into it like that. This is where it used to spawn. There was like a secret chest here, but it was based on a time. So you had to get there as quickly as possible. And that's something I completely forgot in this run. The other secret chest that we did get is just further along here. Now, this is why we didn't open that chest at the top, because it meant you could drop down, in my case, badly drop down, run into this little area, and then open this chest. Now, here we're waiting for the Ali, who was that other player, and she was the one who, as I said, she went down the main entrance to the Gorgon maze where we all went down the secret back path. She is currently trying to get to this chest based on my bad instructions because I believed that we were at a different secret chest. As I said, it had been a while. And Ali also knew where this secret chest was. She tried to get back up to it later. But she always came from a different direction to the way that we came in. So it's pretty much, you know, there's multiple ways to go in. Everyone played this raid differently, and none of them were wrong. The next part we're going into is the Gorgon maze. I have cut a lot of this out because we did mess around a lot in here. The Gorgons will actually hear any noise you make. So any double jumps, any shooting, any... when your character does that as they jump up. All of those little sounds the Gorgons will hear and they will come to get you. So I've kind of cut the video a little bit here. The first way we go is through this little creek to the right chest. This was the easiest way I could remember to get there. Ali took a different way, and her way I think was faster, but I just didn't know it. So you can see here we kind of pop up and we wait. Now the Gorgon is going to go past us on the right. They do make some sounds. That beeping sound. And then you can tell they're moving away from you because that sound gets quieter. So then you can run out and kind of follow them, but you can't get too close to them because they will hear you and they will see you. And you either have to kill them or they wipe you. Now, to kill them, they take a lot of damage. And then each one after that will take more damage. So the first one is really easy to kill. We just got that secret chest that I was trying to direct Ellie to, as you see. Each one takes more than the last Gorgon to kill. So you'll see, I think we trigger one here. Because we're trying to sneak up on it and we got in its way and then we all panicked and backed up. And this is the one I believe we kill. So you can hear it, it's turned around, it's coming back, we're all panicking. Ah, shit, it's gonna see us. And then it does, and it makes this sound of, I've seen you. And you can see, like, we all load a crap ton into it. Goldies, everything. We kill it, everything goes back to normal. But the next one, if we were to see another one, that next one would be harder to kill. So we're back where we started here. And then we're just taking this path to the left. Now this path, we do wipe here, but I wanted to show everyone what happens. So I have this way of following the Gorgon where I don't jump at all, and I kind of just follow this one Gorgon for a while, walk between a crack, and then take a right. Everyone else like to go up the rock on the left. It means you have to double jump somewhere, but I think you're high enough that you don't phase them. I did just try to hide in a set of rocks because I absolutely could not see, so forgive me for crashing into the rocks a lot. But now that that Gorgon's gone, I've found the exit and I'm going into the next area. Now I make it down to the bottom, but they've all taken a different direction. And somebody gets seen, which means that we all wipe. There's nothing I can do because I've gone on ahead without my fire team and kind of left them all behind. And that means that we're all split up. We can't kill that Gorgon together. And so we all wipe. So basically, if you're not sure that your fire team is going to get through this maze, then don't leave them behind. So you can see Gorgon wiped us all. Now I've cut out a few attempts here where everyone was being silly and laughing and shooting the Gorgons to make them see us, but this time I believe my whole fire team follows me. It can get a little touch and go because sometimes the Gorgons are a little slower and somebody lags behind the tiniest bit, so you've got to be really careful in this area. Again, I get stuck in a rock wall because I can't see. Thankfully, there's members of my fire team there to help me into the little crack. And we all made it this time, so we're all moving on to the next encounter. Okay, because we all made it to this next encounter, these platforms are going to start spawning. They had a specific order. I used to know it a long time ago, but it turned out that you only needed to hit the first 2 or 3, and then you could take this running sprint jump that somebody almost messed up on me, and just jump right at the end and land on the platform. They did have an area that kind of slowly went down, but I didn't take that. You can see here though, you're running along an edge bit and there's this little part that just pushes you off. Apex just fell off there and I tried to avoid it. So It happened to everyone at the very beginning, and then we all figured it out, and we made it through. Now, this is the final area, the Vault of Glass. This is the last 2 encounters, because there's kind of 2 in this one room here. The big part about the actual Vault of Glass is there was 2 Vex gates, so 2 portals that took you through. One takes you to Mars on the left here, and the other side takes you through to Venus. I'm not going to show you any of the Venus side in this run, purely because I never went in there. The easiest way was to send everyone through the 2 portals at once in this encounter. In the next encounter where you're dealing with Atheon, you actually don't get to choose who goes through. So here we're just killing this gatekeeper. Once we kill the gatekeeper, that great big boss, well, not boss, major up the top there, it actually allows us to open the gates. So opening the gates is done by standing on the circles in the floor. I didn't have much on to kill this gatekeeper because I was planning on going into the gate to pick up the relic. So we've got that same mechanic we had earlier with the relics. This time, for this encounter, we have 2 relics. And the relics are again used to cleanse inside the portal. So you see we're building the gate here by standing in this circle. Adds are spawning on our left and right, and we're going to leave 1 person outside the gate so that they can reopen the portal when we need it. The other 2 of us are coming in, and of course there's another team on Venus doing the same thing in their gate. So you can see my screen starting to get dark here. That's because we've been marked by oracles. So picking up the relic as soon as possible because it actually has to charge. This is the first time I've used the relic in 6 months, so you're going to see me punching around for a second while I figure out the buttons. And then finally I can cleanse. In my case it was the left bumper, which is my grenade, I think. And that's how we cleanse. You don't need to cleanse the whole time, but every now and then, and generally it's the best practice on this encounter to cleanse immediately once you come out of the portals. Now, once each team has their relic, you're running to the center to defend this spire. In this area, some smaller minotaurs come down the stairs, but out of the gates, these bigger minotaurs spawn. And that's where having the 2 people with relics to attack them is your best option, but you can kind of spread it out as you see fit. I think one of the challenges for the new raid might be to only kill these with the super from the relic, which you see me shoot here and miss completely. I just hit the bottom of the stairs. I don't know how it will drive in the new one, but that's how it drives in this one anyway. So you can see I'm supered again. I'm able to shoot it again. I think I whiffed this one as well. Yep. It's not as easy as you think it is. So we've killed all of our things coming out of the gates. That's that kind of little encounter done. And now we get to kill Atheon. So you can see the vault changes just a tiny bit. Atheon pops out and we all run to the back here. Basically what's going to happen is it's going to teleport 3 of us into either Venus or Mars. In my case it was Mars. The second you get teleported, somebody picks up the relic. I was changing my guns to a rocket again because we want to kill Atheon, and he's more of a distance kind of a boss. Okay, so we got teleported. I've picked up the relic. What it used to do, which I'd forgotten, is you used to run to the bottom of the stairs with the relic and try and kill some ads. everyone else just kind of concentrated on the oracles because you needed to kill every oracle in this area. I'd forgotten about that completely, so I was just protecting my team while they killed the oracles. Now this last one that spawns here, you see kind of how long it's got? The two of them didn't see it, and they almost missed it, but we were okay. This one you want to cleanse just before you run out, and then head over to the middle platform, and then you're just pulling out the protective shield. Now we did have a bubble popped as well, so that's why everyone's jumping up to shoot Atheon outside, and I'm watching that countdown on my screen and calling it out to my team and telling them to scatter at about 5 seconds. They need to get out of the bubble. We lose the relic, another 3 people are transported in. In this case, again, they go into Mars. I can tell that by where the green arrows are on my screen. So we're just going over, whoever's left outside goes over and opens the gate for them. You are going to have some supplicants coming out. They're those exploding harpies. They're going to be everywhere, and they do blow people up. So you kind of have to kill them just so that you don't lose your fire team members when they come out of the portal. They've just come out of the portal. They're going to cleanse themselves over here. So we get our bubble and we get the relic. And this is, again, we jumping up out of the bubbles to shoot our rockets. Because we're inside of this special relic, we get extra supers. But as you see, this is easy mode, so we killed Atheon super quickly. It's quite a fun raid. It's really easy. And then once you've killed Atheon, you do get a little time to run around and really explore. We used to spend a lot of time jumping around looking for more secret chests. If there's any other videos you might like to see, please leave a comment below and I'll try and get to them. And thanks for watching.